built the modern world. We built the modern world. Europeans. Built the modern world. We invented science and industry. We invented science and industry, and you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad. We invented the modern world.
I feel you. You're so dumb.
We invented the modern world.
You fucking degenerate.
We saved billions of people from starvation. We built modern civilization. White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world. We are so amazing, and I love myself, and I love white people.
Say that one more
Fuck
time.
yeah, white people.
Say it right here.
Fuck yeah, white men. We're white men. We did everything. Look, I don't hate other people. I just love white men. I just love white men.
And by every time you retweet one of these things, or every time you promote this idea, you are promoting ignorance, racism, genocide, anti-Semitism. These are all things that you are putting forward when you are doing anything that promotes PewDiePie. So be careful about this. If someone decided to, if something were to happen, if PewDiePie were to be sued for this, you could be complicit. If you retweet it, they can make you pay a fine as well, because you have officially published anti-Semitic things. So if you are republishing this stuff, you could get in trouble for it. Be very aware that that is a real thing.
There's been a social media push to remove certain Christmas carols because they're a little offensive now. There were some radio stations that pulled Baby It's Cold Outside. Some people have said that it's not a song we should be singing anymore because it's problematic. You know, there could be people. You wrote an essay on it? Okay, let's hear your thoughts. Do you think it's misogynist in the era that we live in today to sing it?
I think it definitely is.
I think it needs to be adapted. You know, it's a totally different cultural time. We view a lot of things differently. So some of the lyrics are very suggestive, and you listen to it multiple times, you can definitely get sort of vibe from the song that's just unacceptable.
We need to change the lyrics and not completely get rid of it.
Any suggestions like, hey, maybe stay if you want, maybe don't stay if you don't want?
I don't know how we would do that.
I really don't know the song, but if it's doing something that's gonna like really mess up social media, I think it should be removed.
Definitely, take it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Clarify.
Okay, can't have it on campus.
If that's how it's making some people feel, then maybe there is a point we should be looking into.
I don't take offense to it, but I could see how people would.
There is a lot of undertones of spiking drinks in the sense of like having the woman, like convincing her to stay. But I think the intention behind the song is kind of her debating in her own mind whether she's going to stay or not, and it's more of a playful banter.
I think it's too PC. I think people are making a way big deal out of a song.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it matters that much.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a song. I don't think it's that creepy at all, to be honest. I don't know. I never even thought of it as being creepy.
What do you think?
I don't think it's that deep. It's a classic. Keep it going.
Okay.
You gotta look at more of the heart behind the message versus like the lyrics.
What do you think? Should we be singing Baby It's Cold Outside on campus? Is it too, problematic?
Nah, it's fun.
What do you think? Do you agree?
I agree.
I feel originally where it started from, it did not have that intent in mind. If you really want to take offense to anything, you could always go out of your way to find something offensive.
Okay.
Some people kind of go overboard with like their restrictions, like telling people what they can and can't say.
Would you delete maybe all the rap and country music off your iTunes because that might be misogynistic also?
I don't listen to rap.
Country music, rock music, anything that might be taken as misogynistic?
I definitely see that side, but like I was like, I don't know. This sounds bad, but like that song only comes out once a year, like that one time of the year, whereas rap is kind of like all
problematic year round.
And so maybe it should be phased out a little bit more, but like I also listen to a lot of rap, so there's that.
And with rap, it's not acceptable, but it's kind of a different kind of lifestyle.
So the misogyny is a little more acceptable because it's not Christmas time.
Yeah, it's a very good way of pointing it out.
Everything is like subjective to that audience. So if you break down anything, it could be offensive to this person or that person. So I don't know. I mean, as long as like you're living a life in which like you're not discriminating on like race.
Yeah.
or anything like that. I think that's fine. It's just Christmas songs.
Yeah.
The basic idea of fascism was government control over the private economy and government control over the lives of citizens. That's the meaning of fascism. That's what it is. That's what the Nazis were all about, the National Socialist Party. In my movie, well, well, we have some Dr. Ford enthusiasts here. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you guys this question. Well, okay, if you'll stop chanting, I'll address your point. Here's something interesting. Where is Dr. Ford? You know, this is really interesting. When I noticed that when Roy, hold on, don't shout at me, you'll have a chance to ask questions. When Roy Moore was attacked by all these women, he oppressed me, he did this, he did that, and suddenly, when he's defeated, they all melt into air. This is Karl Marx, all that is solid melts into air. Suddenly, the media, hold on, don't shout at me, don't shout at me, no, you came voluntarily. Did I ask you to come? No, don't shout at me. I'm defending fascism. No, I'm exposing you as a fascist. Because, do you realize, I'll tell you how. You asked me a question. Hold on. Are you familiar with the black shirts in Italy or the brown shirts in Germany? Do you realize that they would go to campuses, goons, and would stand in the back of the room, and when somebody tried to make an intelligent presentation and answer questions, they would shout them down, yell at them, try to intimidate them, and count as success if they could get the event canceled and the speaker threatened. But see, the problem is, sometimes you get speakers like me who are not scared of people like you. We recognize your frauds. I recognize that ultimately you are afraid of ideas. You're not willing to engage with me. Yes, you're afraid of ideas. You're not afraid of fascists. You think I pose a threat to you? I'm an immigrant. I came to America with nothing. What threat do I pose to you?
If you grew up in this country, you remember hearing it when you were a kid. This is a free country. The Constitution gives us freedom. And the first freedom, literally the first number in the Bill of Rights, is freedom of speech, and for generations that was unquestioned here. It was the most celebrated of our rights. But increasingly, it is seen by the people in charge as an annoying relic. Don't believe us? Try to say something unauthorized in your workplace, or on campus, or even on a street corner. Why have things changed? Well, because the attitudes of our leaders have changed, and we have a small clip that tells you a lot about what they really believe. This is California Congressman Ted Lieu. And he's explaining in this clip that sadly he's prevented from banning talk he doesn't like by a pesky legal antique called the Constitution. Watch this.
I would love to be able to regulate the content of speech. The First Amendment prevents me from doing so. And that's simply a function of the First Amendment. But I think over the long run, it's better that government does not regulate the content of speech.
The CNN anchor just sort of nods like, yeah, of course, we'd all like to regulate speech if we could. Over the long run, he says, it's better not to regulate speech, end quote. Does that sound like someone who is deeply committed to a free society and its benefits? Or is it simply a bully admitting that for now, the law won't let him do what he wants to do, which is control your mind?